Hi everyone, welcome to this session with me. So I'm back with another inspiring story for you, and I'm sure this is a television series that everybody knows about. So we're talking about Suits here. Suits has been very popular for the entire generation. I mean, when I went to college, there was Suits that everybody was watching, and still everybody talks about it, and a lot of people who entered into the legal profession watch this particular TV series, and it's inspired many people to take up law. But if you're ever wondering that, Harvey, the main character, Harvey and Mike are obviously the main characters of the TV show. So if you feel like Harvey, how does one become like Harvey, and what kind of cases he fights, or what are the qualifications that are needed to be someone like him, and what are these different firms, how to be a partner, all of these things. And if this is your inspiration to choose the field of law, let me tell you some more about this, and I'm sure by the end of the video you'll learn a lot about how to be Harvey Specter. So number one, see, obviously it's you need a law degree. So even when Harvey is a corporate lawyer in the fictional TV series, he's a corporate lawyer. So how do you become a corporate lawyer? Number one, you become a lawyer, right? You get a law degree. So obviously you have to get an LLB or a or a BA LLB degree. So now, as you know, national law universities in India are one of the best colleges, or in fact are the best colleges in the country. So obviously you can prepare for CLAT, and after clearing CLAT, getting admission in a top national university, you have to finish 5 years degree, BA LLB, BBA LLB, whatever degree you choose. And once you graduate, you have to enroll as a lawyer in India and you start practicing. But when you're still in college, you are supposed to intern, like everybody interns. I also interned, everybody interns. So when you're in college, you're given some opportunities, and in fact you have to actively find opportunities to intern at different places, different law firms in India, and different courts, and see whatever is the field that you're most interested in. After interning and getting a little bit of experience, if you feel that yes, this is what I want to do, I like working at corporate law firms, I interned there, I enjoyed a lot, so therefore this is what I want to do, right? So if that is your field of area or field of interest, around third year you're supposed to find out by interning at a corporate law firm that okay, I'm interested in it or not. And if you're interested in it, the remaining internships of the two internships in fourth year and the remaining one or two internships in fifth years, now all the future internships you have to try to do in bigger and better law firms, the top law firms of the country. Once you do that, two three things happen. Number one, in your CV, for the factor of your experience, you are able to show that I have done an n number of internships at these big firms, and this is what I have learned, and this is the experience that I have gained, stuff like that. Secondly, what happens, there are a lot of law firms that have a tie up with your college, with your NLU, or with your college. So those firms come to your college for placement. You obviously have to have good grades. Entire 5 years of law school, you have to be, one of those good students that have been focusing on their studying. You don't necessarily have to be the topper, but somewhere in the top 10, top 15. As well as you have to do a lot of internships. You also have to do some moot court competitions, like participate in different moot court competitions that happen in college. Moot court competitions are like fake legal cases that you're supposed to fight. So you have to work on building your CV. Once you do that, these firms will come to your college in the fifth year or in the fourth year, sometimes the end of fourth year or the beginning of fifth year. And then they will take your interviews or your job examinations or little tests or interviews that they will ask you to undergo. And if you perform good there, all right, you will be given a placement. Third way of doing this, or third benefit of interning, will be even if you don't get a placement from your college, there is also something called PPO, or a pre placement offer, which basically means that if you have been interning for a long period of time, or if you've been interning multiple times at a particular law firm, what will happen, they will notice that you're doing a good work, and sometimes they will directly offer you a job just based on your internship. So that's called a pre-placement offer. So there are many benefits of interning at big law firms, and that is how your journey of becoming Harvey Spectre will begin. Okay, so the first thing is to get a good job. Once you get the job, it also depends, which sector you're working in. Like corporate job is a very big space. Your corporate job can be about multiple things. You can be a lawyer who specializes in taxation or GST, or like direct or indirect taxation. You could be a lawyer who works with mergers and acquisitions, or you can be somebody who just simply deals with contract laws. So in the TV series, we see Harvey doing everything. Like he does mergers and acquisitions, also he does class action suits, which can be like a little equal to public interest litigations in India. So he does everything. He does class action suits also. He does mergers and acquisitions. He also does takeovers and other things. But it does not happen, like it does not work like that in real life. In actual life, we choose a particular work or area of the law because there are different kinds of laws in different fields, and you become an expert in that, and mostly you do cases of that particular matter, because law firms will also give you a job based on what you're good at. And there are different law firms for different things. For example, there are some law firms that are particularly famous for taxation matters, and there are some law firms who are particularly famous for, let's say, copyright and all of these intellectual property disputes. So it will totally depend on your interest, that which field you want to work in. However, you can not just in India, you can also go abroad. Let's say you go for an LLM, or if you do a law degree from some other country, you can always work for some international firms also. So if you want to work for international firms, you need some kind of international education as well. So if you have studied only in India, you're not going to get hired, at least not directly. Okay, at least not as a fresher. You will not be hired by international firms, you will be hired by Indian firms. But slowly, after some years of experience, let's say there's a new opportunity, you switch and you impress them. So even an international firm can give you a job. However, the best way to get a job at an international firm is to get an international degree. Either do your LLB from, let's say, UK, or US somewhere, or do at least do your LLM from US or UK, Harvard, Oxford, London School of Economics. Some of those big universities that are renowned internationally. But in India also, there's a good corporate culture, and you get very high paying jobs in India as well as a lawyer. And obviously, if you are from any of the top 5 or top 10 national universities, your chances of getting a good corporate job are higher. But obviously, you as an individual also have to work hard, get good grades, participate in a lot of competitions, do a lot of internships, and build a good CV for yourself. So, but let me just a word of caution that you will have to work really hard, and life is not as glamorous as it's shown in the TV show, because obviously this is all real. Okay, it's not real life, and real life is not going to be as glamorous as you see it here. But yes, it is very glamorous, it is fun, it is a lot of money, and if you are passionate about this kind of work, you are actually going to enjoy it a lot. So that's it, guys. With that's it from my side. Hope to see you in the next session very soon. Bye bye.